Good afternoon, boys and girls, moms and dads, grandmas, grandpas, cats and dogs, and peanut butter sandwiches out there. It's Teacher Paul here for Steam Squad, and today we're going to be taking our first look at FreeCodeCamp. FreeCodeCamp is a website where you can learn all sorts of programming languages and computer science subjects. My favorite thing about it is it's free. So there's no reason at all not to give it a go. Now today, we're going to be looking through the responsive web design certification. And you can see it's going to take about 300 hours. But we're not going to do it all in one go. Instead, we're going to start just by doing these first 67 lessons here to make our very own cat photo app. Learn HTML by building a cat photo app. So let's click straight in and get started on lesson 1. And we can see that we are going to be building a cat photo app like this, with links and pictures and forms and stuff down here. So we're going to learn a lot of basic HTML code. Okay, let's click the button Start Coding and let's go. Step 1. HTML elements have opening tags like H1 and closing tags like H1 with a slash. There. It says, find the H1 element and change the text to say cat photo app. That should be easy enough. Here's our H1 element, and I want to change this text, hello world. And we're going to change that to say cat photo app. Now I can see it's all one word up here, so I did it all one word down here. Let's see. Perfect. That's lesson 1 done. Only 66 to go. Let's go to lesson 2. Step 2. The H1 to H6 heading elements are used to signify the importance of content between them. The lower the number, then the higher the importance. So H2 elements are less important than H1 elements, and so on all the way down to H6. Only use H1 element once per page and use lower importance headings below. So here we need to add a H2 element below H1 that says cat photos. So we come down here and now we need to make our first tag. We're going to do an opening bracket H2 and then close our brackets. One thing I like to do is I like to make the closing tag before I write the content inside. That way, I never forget to close tags. When you're working on bigger websites, it can become very easy to forget to close a tag, and then you have to go back and find it. So I find it easier to just, whenever I open a tag, I close it straight away. So here we're going to say cat photos. Photos. Now I see it should have a capital P. So check if I'm happy with that. Yes, I have successfully done lesson 2. Now on to lesson number 3. On lesson 3, it says, paragraph elements are used to create paragraph text. Well, that makes sense. Create a paragraph element below the H2 element and give it the text. Click here to view more cat photos. So here's our H2. I'm going to go under it. I'm going to create a P. And inside the P, oh, don't forget to close my P. There we go. Inside the P, I'm going to say click here to view more cat photos. All right, let's see if it's happy with that. Perfect. Done and done. So we go on to our next lesson now. And here we go. Step 4. Commenting allows you to leave messages without affecting the browser display. So these messages are for you when you're checking your code, or if you're giving your code to someone else, they can read your comments and it can help them understand it or know what needs to be done. In HTML, a comment starts with bracket, exclamation point, hyphen, hyphen, and ends with hyphen, hyphen, close brackets. For example, the comment, to do, remove H1, has the text, to do, remove H1 inside. Add a comment above the P element with the link to do, add link to cat photos. So here's my P element. I'm going to go over that because it says above, and I'm going to start my comment with a bracket, exclamation point, hyphen, hyphen. And then I'm going to close it, hyphen, hyphen, close bracket. And inside, I'm going to write to do. Oh, should be capital letters. To do, add link to cat photos. Okay, and that should be fine for my comment. Done. So we go on to the next challenge. Now, step 5. HTML has some elements that identify different content areas. These make your HTML easier to read and help with search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is how Google is able to read your website and know what information is there. Every time you Google something, like if you Google cat photos, then Google is looking at the SEO of every website to try and figure out which website has cat photos on it. So it's a very important thing. To make your website more readable for Google, we need to add tags such as main. Identify the main section of this page by adding a main opening tag after the H1 element and a main closing tag after the P. So we come down here to just below H1 and we're going to write main, and we're going to close it after P. Main is closed. Control and enter, and we have passed that test. Now, lesson 6. HTML elements are nested inside other HTML elements. Previously, we put a H2 element, comment, and P element all inside the main element. A nested element is a child of its parent element. So in HTML, tags go inside other tags. Make it easier to read, we can indent. So that means push them to the right. So we are going to indent our H2, our comment, and our P, because they are inside the main tags, which you can see there. Let's see. Yes. So we've done that now. Go for number 7. We can add images to our website using an image element, IMG. Image elements have an opening tag, but no closing tag. A tag for an element without a closing tag is a self-closing tag. So it doesn't need a second tag. It doesn't need to be closed. Add an image element below the P element. Right now, no image is going to show. Okay, let's see. IMG, close, and yep, there is no photo showing up over here. Let's check if we're right. Yes, okay, so we have our image tag. Attributes are special words inside opening tags. They control the behavior. For images, we always use an S or C attribute. The S or C tells the computer where is the picture you want to show. An example of an image element using a source is this big long line here. Add a source to the existing image element. And the source is going to go to this website, this big, long website here. So I'm just going to copy that. Now you can do it this way, or you can just press Control and C on your computer. Image src equals. Open our inverted commas and paste that tag, that link, and you can see, there we go. We have a beautiful picture of an orange cat. Great. Now for number 9. All images need to have an alt attribute. So we already have a source attribute. Now we're going to add alt. Alt is used to help people read what the image is. Perhaps if you have someone who has trouble seeing, they will use a special computer that will read the websites to them. And when it's reading, it doesn't know what the picture is of. So we need to tell it what is the picture about. And we do that by adding alt equals, and then putting in inverted commas what we want to say. And we want to say a cute cat, a cute orange cat lying on its back. Let's see if we've got that right. Yes. So now we have alt text on our picture. Great. On to the next challenge now, number 10. You can add a link to another page. Oh, so we're starting another important tag now. This is the links tag using the A element. For example, here you can see an example of a link. A, href equals freecodecamp.org, and then close the A, and that will link to freecodecamp.org. Add another element after the paragraph that links to freecatphotoapp.com. At this point, it won't show up. Okay, so we get our A tag, and we're gonna add an attribute, href, equals, inverted commas, https bullets / free cat photo, oh, my spelling is terrible, app.com, and then we need to close our A tag as well. Now right now we cannot see it. It's not showing up right now. We'll get to the bottom of why that is in the next step, step number 11. On step 11, it says a link's text must be put between the opening and the closing tag of an anchor element. For example, now here you can see the text in between the opening and the closing tag. It says, click here to go to FreeCodeCamp. So that's what you will see. We need to add anchor text saying cat photos. So in the middle here, between the opening and the closing, I'm just going to write cat photos. And now our link is showing up. Let's see if that's worked. Okay, so we have a problem. Make sure your anchor elements text should be cat space photos. Make sure to put the link between the opening and closing tag. Okay, so my link says cat photos. I think I have too many spaces there. Let's see. Yes, there we go. Just had too many spaces. That's why it wasn't working. So now my link is here. And if I click on it, it'll bring me to a different website inside the browser. Cool. Coolaboola. Now for step number 12. Turn the words cat photos inside the P element into a link by replacing the words with the anchor element added previously. The P element should show the same text in the browser, but the words cat photos should now be a link. So we want just these, here's our P element, and we want just the last two words, cat photos, to be a link. All right, so let's do that. I'm gonna copy all of my hyperlink, or I'm gonna cut it actually, and then I'm gonna highlight cat photos and paste. So now you can see that my link has gone into the sentence here. Okay, let's see if I've done it right. Perfect. On to number 13. Lucky number 13. Add a target attribute with the value blank to the anchor A element's opening tag so that the link opens in a new tab. Okay, so inside our A tag, we already have href attribute. But now I'm going to add a space and I'm going to write target equals underscore blank. So that means when I click the link, it should open in a new tab. Let's see. Perfect. It has opened in a new tab. We did it. There we go. So let's see if FreeCodeCamp is happy, and they are. On to number 14. Turn the image into a link by surrounding it with the necessary element tags. Use FreeCodeCamp as the href attribute. So here's our image tag. I'm going to give myself some space here. I'm going to go up here and open a href equals https://freecatphotoapp.com. Close my A. Now I'm gonna space to make an indent. And then down here, I'm going to close my A. And let's see if they're happy with that. And now my cat picture is actually a link. So by putting the image inside the link, it is an image and it is a link. Now on to number 15. Before adding any new content, you should make use of a section element to separate the photos content from the future content. Take all the elements inside the main and nest them inside a section element. Okay, so here's our main, and I'm going to open a new element which is called section. Then I take all of those other ones. Now I'm just going to make it a bit longer so the code is easier to read. And I make an indent, and then I close my section. Again, this is making it easier for Google to read your website or any other search engine. Wonderful. Next challenge, number 16. It's time to add a new section. Add a second section below the existing section. So this is our first section here. Again, let me make it longer so it's easy to see. All of that is one section inside my main. Now I add a new line and start a new section. And close that new section as well so I don't forget. And now I'm going to add more stuff inside here. Within the second section, add a new H2 element and say cat lists. Easy, no problem. H2, and I'm going to write cat lists. We should have no problem adding a simple H2 tag at this stage. And there we go, we have it done. On to 18. When you add a lower rank heading element to the page, it's implied you're starting a new subsection. After the last H2 element of the second section, add an H3 element with the text, things cats love. Okay, so down here we go H3, write things, cats, love, and then close my H3. Control and enter to test it. There we go. Now we're starting to go quickly as we get the content in there. After the H3 element, things, cat, love, add an unordered list. Nothing will show at this moment. Okay, so inside, under H3, we're going to write UL, and I'm going to close my UL as well. Bring it down in line. Let's add some space for some content between them and control and enter. Perfect, that's done. And on to the next challenge. Use li elements to create items in a list. Here's an example: milk, cheese. Next, list 3 list items within UL, and one is catnip, laser pointers, and lasagna. Okay, so inside here we're going to have li, close li, and we want that 3 times. So copy 2 and 3. Now the first one is catnip. The second one is laser pointers. And the third one is lasagna. Oh, I never know how to spell lasagna. And now you can see over here how the list looks. Control and enter. After the unordered list, add a new image with source attribute value, cdm.lasagna.jpg, and add an alt attribute value set to a slice of lasagna on a plate. So now, after the unordered list, so down here, we open image, src equals. And in there, I'm going to copy this big, long website. Paste. That shows us a picture of lasagna. Making me hungry. Alt equals a slice of lasagna on a plate. Plate. Period. Okay. And let's see if we've done that right. Yes. And now 22. About 1/3 of the way through making this website. The figure element represents self-contained content and will allow you to associate an image with a caption. Nest the image you've just added within a figure element. Okay, so we open a figure. Then at the end, we close the figure. Okay. Done. On to the next one now. Figure caption element is used to add a caption to describe the image contained within the figure element. For example, fig caption, a cute cat, will add a caption, a cute cat. After the image nested in the figure element, add a fig caption element with the text, cats love lasagna. Okay, after the image nested. Okay, so after the image, then we're going to go fig caption, and we're going to write cats love lasagna, and then fig caption. And there you go. You can see that they are stuck together now. That text is linked to the lasagna picture. And there we go. It is a caption on the picture. 24. Emphasize the word love by wrapping it in an M element. So before the word love, we're going to open EM. M stands for emphasis, which means it will be stronger. And now we can see that the word love has been italicized, which means it will be more kind of like, instead of saying cats love lasagna, it's like cats love lasagna. Okay, done. 25. After the figure element, add another H3 with the text, top 3 things cats hate. So we go down from figure, open H3, we write top 3 things cats hate. Very simple one, should be good to go. Great. And now, on to step number 26. The code for an ordered list is similar to a non-ordered list, but the items are numbered, so they say 1, 2, 3, instead of having dots like you see over here. After the second section elements last H3, add an ordered list with 3 items. Okay, so we're going to go OL, and we're going to close our OL so we don't forget. Make sure it's nice and tidy. Come over here, we're going to write LI, flea treatment, and close our LI like that. I'm going to copy that 2 times. So now I have 3 flea treatments, but I'm going to change the second one to say thunder. Thunder. Yes, my cat hates thunder. And the last one, I'm going to change it to say other cats. Right now, we are taking care of a friend's cat at home. Oh, and they are fighting. Well, they're fighting like cats. Okay, let's go to the next one here. 27. After the ordered list, add another figure element. Ah, that's super easy. Figure, and then close figure as well. Done. 28. Inside the figure, nest an image with source set to this picture here. Okay. Image. Oh, forgot to. There we go. Image source equals. And we're going to copy this link. Control and C. And then Control and V. Oh. There we can see another picture of cats. On to 29. To improve the accessibility, we need to add an alt. Alt equals 5 cats looking around a field. Okay. Oh, 5 cats looking around. Oh, instead of saying alt, I said ALTY. Alty. No, that's not correct. There we go. And now on to number 30. Nearly there, halfway there. After the last image, add a fig caption with text, cats hate other cats. Fig caption. Fig caption. Cats hate other cats. Control and enter to check. Okay, you're happy, so I go on to the next one, number 31. Halfway there. The strong element is used to indicate that some text is of strong importance or urgent. Use strong to highlight the word hate. Okay, so let's see what strong does. When we use EM, it made the text italics. What does strong do? Okay, go down and let's see. Ah, so we can see it has made the text bold. Great. 32. It's time to add a new section. Add a third section below the second section. Okay. Section. section. Okay, Control and Enter to close that. Great. 33. Add a H2 element with the text cat form. H2 cat form. Control and Enter. Good. On to 34. Our website is getting longer here now, guys, as well. You'll be able to add a web form to collect information from users. After cat form, add a form element. Form. And close form. Okay. But right now we can't see anything, but later we will add stuff inside the form element. The action attribute indicates where the data should be sent. So where, after the person enters all the information into the form, where does it go? Okay, we need to have somewhere for it to go. And we do that using an action attribute. So we're going to add an action saying, with this link, submit cat photo to the form. Okay, so form action equals, and then HTTPS submit cat photo. Okay, boom. Let's see. Done. So that's where it's all the information is going to be sent. The input element allows you several different ways to collect data from a web form. Like image elements, input elements are self-closing. We don't need a separate closing tag. Nest an input element inside the form. Input. And then close it as well. Okay. Now, you can see we have this empty box down here. And we can type things inside it. Hello. But we can't do anything with it yet. The input element allows you several ways to collect data from a web form. Like image elements, input elements are self-closing. Oh, wait, we have a problem. Your input element should have an opening tag, but not a closing tag. Teacher Paul, what's wrong with you? Yes, we do not need to close it. Okay, good. On to 37. There are many kinds of inputs you can create using type. You can easily create a password field, reset button, or control to let users select a file from their computer. Create a text field by adding type attribute with value text. Input type equals text. And now it is a text form. Okay. Number 38. In order for a form to be accessed, you need to give it a name attribute. Give it a value to represent the data being submitted. For example, you could use following syntax for getting an email. Input type equals text, name equals email. Add the name attribute with the value cat photo URL. Okay, so we have type equals text and then name equals cat photo URL. Done. So I guess in here we're going to be typing in websites for cat photos. 39. Placeholder text gives someone a hint of what they should type into a box. Add the placeholder text cat photo URL to your input element. Okay. Placeholder equals cat. Oh, should be all lowercase. Cat photo URL. Control and enter. Next challenge. But right now you can see that my text box, it already says cat photo URL. That is the placeholder text we just added. Stop a user from submitting a form when required information is missing. You can add the required attribute to an input element. That means if they don't put something in that box, you won't let them send the form to you. Okay, so we just type required. That means that if you don't fill in something down here, then you cannot send the form. 41. Use the button element to create a clickable button. For example, button, click here, close button, creates a button with the text, click here. Add a button with the text submit below the input element. The default behavior of clicking a form button without any action submits the form to the location's action attribute. Okay, so here, if I click create button, B-U-T-T-O-N, close button, so I don't forget. And I'm going to add the text submit. Control and enter, and that's worked. And now you can see I have a button which says submit. If I click it when I write nothing inside, it will not work. But if I click it when I write sandwich, see? Yes, it will send out the link. Cool. On to the next one. Number 42. Even though you added your button below the text input, they appear next to each other. That's because input and button are inline elements. They don't add new lines. You learned previously that the button submits the form by default, but you can explicitly add the type attribute with the value submit to make it much clearer. Okay? Button type equals submit. So now that button will have the value of submit as well. Cool. 43. We can use radio buttons for questions where you want only one answer. If they have 4 choices, but they can only choose one, then we're going to use a radio button. Before the text input, add a radio button with the option indoor. Okay, so it's before. Okay, so here we're going to put input type equals radio. Type equals radio. And then we're going to say indoor. Okay. Indoor. Let's see that. And you can see here we have a button saying indoor, which I can click. Okay. Let's see if that's right. Perfect. Number 44. Label elements associate text for an input element. For example, label input type equals radio, cat, and then close label means that cat, if you click on cat, it will also press the button. So what we want to do is we want to put label here and then close label after the word indoor. So label. Wait. And so now, even if I click on the word indoor, not the button, I'm going to click on the indoor, boing, it clicks the button. That makes it easier for people to use your website. Makes more sense, right? 45. The ID is used to identify specific HTML elements. Every ID is unique for the entire page. Add an ID with the attribute indoor to the radio button. Okay, radio button. So here, I'm just going to add ID equals and we're going to say indoor, INDOO, or boom. You won't see anything change there. That's just so we can identify it. Add another radio button with the option outdoor in a new label and change its ID to be outdoor. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that. I'm going to change this word, say outdoor. I'm going to change this word, say outdoor. And now you can see I have two buttons, indoor, outdoor, indoor, outdoor. But I can click both of them. You should only be able to click one of them. See what's going on. Both radios can be pressed at the same time. We don't want that. To make it so you can only choose one, they must have a name attribute with the same value. Add the name attribute indoor, outdoor. Okay, so we come down here and we're adding another attribute. So inside the opening tag, name equals indoor, outdoor. Now I'm going to select all of that, copy it, and bring it down to the other one as well. And now, outdoor, indoor. And you can see I can only pick one at a time. Great. On to 48. If you select the indoor radio button and submit the form data is based on name and value attributes. Your radio buttons do not have a value. The data will include indoor, outdoor, on, which is not very useful. Add a value to both radio buttons. For convenience, set the button's value to the same as the ID attribute. Okay, so we're going to copy the ID and I'm going to change it to say value. I'm going to do the same here, ID value. That means when we send the form, it's going to send the word outdoor or send the word indoor instead of sending just indoor, outdoor. Okay. 49. The Fieldset element is used to group elements together to make one form. They are block level, meaning they will appear on a new line. Nest indoor and outdoor within a field set. Don't forget to indent the radio buttons. Okay, so up here, open Fieldset. Come here, we're gonna nest, go to the end and then back, and we're closing our field set there. Oh, I've used capital letters there. I shouldn't do that. By ELDSET. Let's see. Perfect. And now you can see they have a little box around them. Interesting. The legend element acts as a caption for the field set. Gives users context about what they should put inside. Add a legend element with "Is your cat indoor or outdoor?" above both of the radio buttons. Okay. Legend. Is your cat an indoor or outdoor cat? And then close my legend. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa, very cool. So the writing goes over the box. That looks great. Oh, but I have a mistake. Is your cat an indoor or outdoor cat? Is your cat an indoor? Oh, I wrote iondor instead of indoor. That should be it now. There we go. And on to number 51. Only a few more to go, guys. If you've lasted this long in the video, congratulations. Next, you're going to add some new form input elements. Add another field set below the current field set. So here's the end of field set. I'm going to add another one, field set. And I'm going to go and close that field set as well. All right. We can see the box, but there's nothing inside it yet. Add legend with text, what's your cat's personality? Okay. Legend. Close my legend. What's your cat's personality? Perfect. Forms use checkboxes for questions that have more than one answer. Here's a checkbox with the option of tacos. Input type equals checkbox, tacos. Under legend, add an input. Set its type to checkbox and give it the option loving. Okay. Input type equals checkbox loving. See that? There we go. So we have a loving checkbox that we can press as well. Now, add an ID with the value loving to the checkbox. Okay. ID equals loving. Control and enter. And on to the next one. Wonderful. 55. There's another way to associate input element text with the element itself. You can nest it inside a label element and add a for attribute with the same value as the input's ID. Associate loving with the checkbox by nesting the text loving in a label element and place it to the right side of the checkbox input element. Wow, 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 wow. So that is quite complicated, right? So let's go through it slowly. Nest the text within a label element and add a for. So nest the text. Okay, where's my text? Here it is. All right, and we're gonna add just on the text, we're gonna put label, add a for equals, and we're going to add the ID loving, label for loving, and then close label. Okay, let's see if we've done that right. Now, if I click loving, yes, it is checking the box. Wonderful. I think that's one of the hardest ones you're going to have to do. Number 56, add the name attribute with the value personality to the checkbox. Okay, so checkbox is here. Let's add another attribute, name equals personality. Control and enter. Great. 57. Add another checkbox after the one you just added with the ID attribute lazy and name. Also add a label to the right of the new checkbox with the text label. Okay. So we're going to basically add another one of these. But it's the ID attribute should be lazy. Okay. Lazy. Type equals checkbox. Name should be personality. Okay. Label for lazy. And here we're going to write the word lazy. Have a look. Lazy, loving, loving, lazy. Perfect. Yes. On to the next one. Here we go. 58. Final checkbox after the previous one with the ID energetic. The name should be the same as previous, and we should put a label as well. So this one is going to be energetic. So I changed the word lazy to be ID should be energetic, and label for energetic, and then add the text as well, energetic. You can see I copy and paste a lot. You don't want to waste time by writing everything over and over again. Just use the code you've already written and edit it. Okay, so now I have my 3 checkboxes: loving, lazy, energetic, indoor, outdoor. So I have a full web form. Like radio buttons, form data selected for checkboxes are name-value pairs. When the value is optional, it's best practice to include it with any checkboxes or radio buttons on the page. Add a value attribute to each checkbox. For convenience, set every checkbox's value to the same as its ID. Okay, so this is what we did earlier. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to copy my ID. Paste. I'm going to just change it to be value. I'm going to do the same for the other 2 as well. Copy. Paste. And change that to say value. And then for the last one, same again. Copy, paste, value, Control and Enter. Done. Submit. Page 60, number 60. To make a checkbox checked or a radio button selected by default, you need to add the checked attribute to it. You don't need to set a value to the checked attribute, just use the word. Okay, make the first radio button and the first checkbox checked by default. Well, here is our first radio button. So I'm going to add checked. And here's our first checkbox. So I'm going to add the word checked. And now when the website loads, oh, we have a problem. Oh, I've put that in the wrong place. So let's go back here. It should be over here inside the checkbox element. No, I've put that in the wrong place again. It should be here. Now, yes, you can see those buttons are already pressed. Cool. Number 61, add a footer section to the page. After main, add footer. Okay, footer. And close my footer as well. Perfect. And now number 62, nest a P element within the text and write no copyright FreeCodeCamp.org. Okay, P, no copyright, space hyphen, FreeCodeCamp.org, and close my P. Ding, 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 ding. That should be it, right? Oh, 63. Make the text into a link by including it in an A tag. Okay. A, href equals. Oh, what have I done there? Sorry, 1 second. Href equals. Put another thing there and close that tag. And I want it to go to freecodecamp.org. C, Control V. Now I want that not around no copyright. I want it to go around this and then close it again like that. And make sure we have that right. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, we have a link there. Let's check if that's right. Yes, that's done. And 64. Everything you added to the page so far is inside the body. Everything on the page goes inside the body. Add a head just above the body. Head. And close the word head. Okay. Control and enter. Wow, we've written a lot of code already. Look at all of that. Next. Add the title element to determine what the title for the page is. Okay, title. And we're going to write cat photo close my title again. Notice that the entire contents of the page are within HTML. All other elements are inside HTML. Add language and set the value to EN to say the page is in English. Lang equals EN. '67. All pages should begin with these words, Doctype HTML. This tells the browser that, look, this is HTML. To complete this project, add that declaration at the top. There we go, Doctype HTML, check my code, submit. Ding, 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 ding. So we are finished our cat photo app. Let's go back to our responsive web design, and you can see I have a checkbox here. Next, we're going to do some CSS and build a cafe menu, but that will be next week. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.